It is now February 8th of 2020, and ever since the release of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, a lot of fans around the world have been very curious about the future of the Star Wars franchise by Disney and Lucasfilm. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Episode 9 is that we do know that this story, at the end of the day, really was the culmination of the Skywalker saga. We do know that J.J. Abrams talked about this, that he really wanted to use Episode 9 as a way to introduce new Star Wars lore, such as the Sith Eternal, the world of Exegol, Palpatine's resurrection, and everything related to Palpatine being the grandfather of Rey. And everything related to it in that sense is what really were the highlights of Episode 9 when we look at it at the end of the day, right? So, looking at Episode 9 here as a film, a lot of fans have been very curious about everything that came before the reshoots and the rewrites of this movie back in August, September, and October of 2019. In case you guys did not know, this movie went under a lot of different reshoots. In fact, 2 phases of reshoots. We had one in late 2018, which took place in November and December of 2018, and then we had the second phase that took place over in the beginning of 2019 somewhat, and then of course it transferred over to August, September, and October. So when we look at everything related here to Episode 9, what's rather exciting and very intriguing all has to do with the changes and adjustments and what could have been. Now, since the release of The Rise of Skywalker, both Disney and Lucasfilm have been focusing on the future of the franchise as their new trilogy, as well as their new Star Wars universe. However, many also have been very curious about what could have been before the reshoots of the film back in August, September, and October of 2019 by Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams, where many scenes were deleted in the process, one of which was said to take place in the third act of the film within Palpatine's throne room on the world of Exegol, where Kylo Ren would eventually approach Palpatine's throne and kneel down to him with his Knights of Ren, as Rey would be standing in the background. Now, it's noted that the scene eventually included Palpatine offering a vision to Kylo Ren about a potential future for himself as the new Darth Vader, where Kylo Ren would be able to witness a future version of himself where the Darth Vader helmet would be hovering over his head and eventually going over his face, where the eye lens would turn into a bright red color. Now, the vision was said to be rather brief and was going to be Kylo's version of witnessing a darker version of himself, where not only that, but originally before the reshoots, both Rey and Dark Rey were going to fight in a brief lightsaber duel in front of Palpatine, where the vision of Dark Rey would be used as a test to see how powerful his granddaughter could be in a battle against a darker version of herself and how she would handle fear. Now, this scene was actually said to eventually lead to a moment in which Rey would kill Dark Rey by stabbing her and kicking her into the bottomless pit that Ben Solo falls into in the final cut of the film after the reshoots were done by Disney. So, the thing that's very intriguing about this, I don't know if you guys knew this, but there were moments in the film where you do catch glimpses of what they were trying to do. Obviously, we got a little bit of Dark Rey in the final version of the movie. There was originally supposed to be 3 separate scenes of Dark Rey, one of which, of course, now being in the world of Exegol, before it was cut from the movie, where Palpatine would actually test his granddaughter against this dark side vision. The thing that really stands out to me the most, though, is how Palpatine was going to offer a vision to the grandson of Darth Vader, where he would actually see a vision of a Darth Vader-esque helmet hovering over his head and eventually placed over his face, where the eye lens would actually glow in a bright red color. Now, this to me, it sounds like it was going to be a parallel of what Kylo Ren would see for his potential future, kind of like what Rey saw in that cave or inside that little dark area within the wreckage of the second Death Star on that moon called Kef Bir. Now, what's really exciting, though, about this is that this would have been a moment in which it would have given you an idea of what they tried to do with Kylo Ren. This would have also been a nice little nod to what George Lucas originally wanted to do with Luke Skywalker claiming that he would be Darth Vader for the original ending of Episode 6 by placing the helmet over his head. You could see where they got that idea from, and if you look at Disney and Lucasfilm, obviously the biggest, mistake was by not including a lot of those particular deleted scenes that would have really stood out to me in my opinion. I think it would have been a little bit more rich in material, such as, the Force ghosts of the past showing up that were originally shot and did not make it to the final cut of the movie, which was very unfortunate as well. And it's not just that. When you look at everything related to Episode 9 here, there was a lot of footage that was cut from the film, all because of Kathleen Kennedy. You know, when we think about Kathleen Kennedy, not the right choice for Lucasfilm, not the right choice for Disney's Star Wars. In my point of view here, I think that somebody else really needs to take control. And we do know that she no longer has creative control over any projects currently in the works, which is good. So looking forward to that. But yeah, guys, I mean, with that being said, let me know what you think about everything related to this particular set of scenes that were supposed to be in the final cut of the movie. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.